Hello, I am going to run down how to use Moodle in case you're confused or can't seem to figure it out on your own. So, let me move myself out of the way, and here I am on the class webpage. So I'm going to use period 5 as an example, because I happen to have the Moodle set up there right now. But of course you'd go to your own class page, and assuming that the page loads, I'm going to go down to the recurring materials section of the class page using Moodle in class. And when this loads, you'll see it's a list that describes the basics as far as getting to Moodle. And at the top of the page is a link to the Shrewsbury Moodle sign-in page. I'm going to click on that. When you get to this login page, you're going to sign in with the same password that you use for Google Apps and to log into school computers. So you're the courses you're enrolled in that have an active Moodle. So all of you obviously will have an English class. Some of you also have music, science, whatever other classes are using Moodle. Now, here's your class Moodle page. In the middle of the page is this column that has all the topics that I'm adding. So it's important to not get confused that you understand that Moodle has its own vocabulary, its own parlance, and I'm going to use that parlance to describe things. So each box in this middle column is called a topic. So here's one topic that I've titled Learning as Freedom. Here's another topic I've titled College Application Essays. So within each topic, you'll see a couple things. First of all, if there's any links that you need to have, I'll have those right up top. So for my seniors, they recently read this article by Michael Roth, this op-ed piece from the New York Times called Learning as Freedom. So if they wanted to, they could click on that. It would take them to the article that's the basis for the discussions that are to follow. So a link to any necessary resources, and then open and close dates. So we'll be using Moodle every other vocab cycle. So every other day 3, there'll be a new Moodle topic up with a new forum for you to participate in. So these will just kind of be a reminder for you when you check in, that I'll be looking at the Moodle topics that I need to post after it's closed, but I may not be checking in with it frequently. In fact, I might not be checking in on it at all, depending on the topic and depending upon my time. Below that, you have the 2 forums. In this case, I have 2, but there aren't always going to be 2. There will always be a forum that's sort of the centerpiece discussion. So here I have one that's called Discussion of Learning as Freedom. Right? So that's the main discussion. Then I have this optional forum, which sometimes I'll have. This forum is for questions you'd like answered. So let's click on that forum. And it'll give you a description up top of what I anticipate the forum is going to be used for. In this case, this is a forum for you to post questions that arise as you review the essay. For example, you might inquire about the context of information, significance of concepts, people, etc. mentioned in the essay, or even vocabulary that confounds you. Okay? So this would be the place you go if you have questions that you want answered in order to better understand the main discussion that's going on. So let's take a look at this primary discussion under this topic of learning as freedom. Forum, discussion of learning as freedom. I click on that. Again, I have a description up top of what I'm thinking of. Throw out some questions and look for you to comment. All right? Since there's no comments yet, I'm going to add a new discussion topic. And I want to create a subject line. I'm just going to create a little test post so that we have an example to use for this video. So I'll call it test. And then I'll say this is a test post. Okay? You can see you have all these font manipulation tools up here if you want to get crazy or if you feel you need to italicize, bold something for emphasis, etc., etc. There's an option here to subscribe to forums. I definitely would advise you not to receive email copies as it could flood your inbox, but if you decide there's a topic that you're particularly interested in, you might want to choose to have emails sent to you. And if you did to choose that, the email address it would be sent to would be your username at students.shrewsbury.k12.ma.us. Okay, and that's accessible through your Google Apps. Sometimes there'll be an option to add attachments. I usually try to turn that off. Sometimes I forget to attaching something, maybe an image or an essay that you've written or whatever the case may be. But generally speaking, try to not use the attachments unless it's absolutely necessary because it clogs up the storage space on Moodle. All right, so when you're ready, you just go down to the bottom and you'll see the button that says Post to Forum. and it'll tell you that you have 30 minutes to edit if you want to make changes. So, if you're writing a post late at night for some reason when your thoughts aren't exactly clear and you realize minutes later that you want to go back and delete a post or edit it, you have that option for 30 minutes. All right, once you post, your post will show up here. You've added a new discussion topic. Here I've added a discussion topic. You see my name, and then you see the topic of the discussion. The subject I created was test. So I'm going to click on that. So here's the discussion. It's not a very interesting post. It's just a test post. But you see you have three options. Because I posted it, I have the option to edit. Obviously, you can only edit your own post. I also have the option to delete. Again, you only have that